You know that thing that happens sometimes? That sudden, out-of-nowhere ringing in your ear? That little high-pitched sound that just appears? Well, let's really get into that. Because what if it's not just some random weird noise? What if it's actually something more?
Right? It's this super common experience. A little hum, a little buzz. It's there for a second, and then it's gone. And, it's so easy to just shrug it off, right? Just shake your head and get back to what you were doing. But here's the thing. For centuries, all kinds of spiritual traditions have been saying, hey, wait a minute, that's not an accident.
What if that little whisper is, I don't know, a message, maybe from the universe itself, or like an echo from another dimension just trying to get your attention? That, right there, is the rabbit hole we are jumping into today. This totally fascinating idea that the ringing in your ears could actually be a form of spiritual communication.
All right, let's kick things off by looking at this in a whole new way. See, in a lot of ancient cultures, the ear wasn't just for hearing. No, it was seen as something sacred, like a doorway, a special channel for celestial energies to come through. And that little sound, that ringing, they saw it as a sign, sometimes a warning, or even a call from the divine.
Okay, so first things first, and this is super important. If you have constant ringing in your ears, that could be tinnitus, which is a medical thing. You should definitely see a doctor for that, for sure. But that's not what we're talking about here. We're diving into those other sounds, the ones that are quick, they pop up, and they just feel like they mean something. This is what we call a vibrational key. It's like a little ping that tells you your soul's frequency is shifting, or that you're getting an energy download. It might even mean a spiritual guide is hanging around.
And hey, this isn't some new age idea that just popped up. Not at all. This concept has super deep roots, going way back into ancient wisdom from cultures all over the planet. For them, this inner sound was a huge deal, a really profound spiritual signal.
I mean, think about it. From the mystics in ancient Egypt to the yogis in India, all the way to the Taoist masters in China, they all talked about these inner sounds. It's this incredible universal pattern. These weren't just random separate ideas. It was a shared understanding of this subtle way of perceiving the world.
And they got really specific, too. Take ancient Egypt, for instance. The priests there taught that your two ears actually do different jobs. A ring in your right ear, they believed that was a message straight from the spiritual realm. But a ring in your left ear? Well, that was all about stuff happening in your physical world, or maybe even some kind of energetic interference.
Okay, let's hop over to Vedic India because the idea gets even cooler there. They call this inner sound nada, and it's not a noise from outside. It's a vibration that comes from inside you. It's considered one of the very first signs that your Kundalini energy is starting to wake up. And Kundalini, if you're not familiar, is this powerful, dormant life force that sits at the base of your spine, just waiting to rise up through your energy centers, your chakras.
So, when you put it all together, what does it tell you? It's pretty clear this isn't just a bunch of random stories. It's like this golden thread running through spiritual traditions all over the world. The idea is that your inner ear, we're talking the energetic one, not the physical one, is like a direct line to higher dimensions. And that ringing sound, that's the sound of the line opening up.
All right, so if this ringing is a message, then the big question is, how in the world do you read it, right? How do you take this weird sound and turn it into actual, useful guidance? Well, this is where it gets really interesting, because it's all about learning to listen with more than just your ears. It's about listening with your intuition.
Here's a cool way to picture it. Think of the universe like a giant cosmic radio, broadcasting on all these different frequencies. Most of it just sounds like static to us, but your consciousness, that's the tuning dial. And when you hear that spiritual ringing, it's like you've just turned the dial and click, you've locked onto a new station, a new frequency that was playing the whole time. You just weren't tuned in.
So the very first step in decoding this is super simple. Which ear is it? Remember what the Egyptians said? Well, that idea holds true in a lot of traditions. The right ear is often seen as your connection to the spiritual side of things. So a ring there could be a little hello from your higher self or your guides. The left ear, though, that's usually tied to the earthly plane, your emotions, what's going on in your day-to-day life, or maybe a heads up about an energy block you need to look at.
Next up is the pitch. The actual sound itself carries a clue. If it's a really high-pitched, almost angelic sound, that's often seen as a sign of spiritual activation. Maybe your third eye is opening up or your pineal gland is getting a little boost. But if it's a lower, deeper, more humming sound, that can point to an energy adjustment happening in your lower chakras. It's a sign your body's busy clearing out some old, heavy, stuck energy.
But, and this is a big but, it's not always a sweet message from the angels.
Just like that radio can pick up annoying static, our personal energy field can pick up interference. And learning how to tell the difference between a real signal and just noise, that is absolutely crucial.
So how do you tell them apart? The secret isn't actually in the sound itself, it's in how it makes you feel. When it's divine guidance, there's usually a sense of peace that comes with it, or maybe a sudden aha moment of clarity. It feels inspiring. Energetic interference, on the other hand, feels, well, yucky. It's annoying, it can be draining, it might make you feel anxious or just confused. So see, the real clue is the vibration behind the sound.
So where does all this static come from? Well, it can come from inside you, like if you're really fighting a change that your soul knows you need to make. But it can also come from outside you too. You might be picking up on collective fear or dealing with old karmic stuff. Or it could just be that your energy field is a little weak right now, making you more open to those lower vibes.
Okay, so we've covered the what and the why. Now it's time for the really good stuff, the how. In this next part, we're going to get super practical and talk about how you can turn all this amazing information into a real tool you can use for your own spiritual journey.
Because, let's be real, a signal is pretty useless if you don't know what to do with it. The goal here isn't to become paranoid about every little sound you hear. No way. It's about developing this calm, conscious awareness so you can actually use these moments as little gateways to connect more deeply with yourself.
So here's a really simple but powerful little 4-step routine you can do. The next time you hear that ring, instead of just brushing it off, try this. First, just pause and center yourself. Seriously, stop what you're doing, take one deep breath, and notice what was just going through your mind. Second, check the context. Where are you? What were you just doing or talking about? Third, set a protective intention. Just a quick mental note like, only messages of the highest love and light can reach me now. Easy. And finally, number 4, tune into your intuition. Quietly ask, what is this trying to tell me? The answer might not be in words. It could just be a gut feeling.
And you know, just as important as listening in the moment is maintaining a clear channel all the time. I like to think of it as good energetic hygiene. This is all the stuff that helps keep your signal clear, cutting back on negative news and noise, getting out in nature, finding a little time for silence each day, even just visualizing a shield of golden light around you can make a huge difference. It all helps strengthen your energy field so you can receive the good stuff more clearly.
I love this quote. It perfectly sums up everything we've been talking about, doesn't it? We live in such a loud, busy, demanding world. Everything is shouting for our attention. But the messages that really matter, they usually don't shout. They whisper.
So, when it all comes down to it, the real gift here isn't just hearing the sound. The true awakening happens when you learn to discern the vibration behind it. Can you feel what it's carrying? Is it peace? Is it a warning? Is it inspiration? Is it love? That's where the real magic is.
So, I'm going to leave you with a question to think about. The next time that subtle, mysterious little ring pops up, what are you going to do? Are you just going to dismiss it? Or are you going to pause, take a breath, and ask yourself, am I ready to listen? Because there's a good chance the universe is trying to tell you something important.